Speaking of those Lucas teams, Graham, what's your thoughts on basically everything going on in Dallas? And with that being said, what is the morale around the team? What is the vibes going on as this? It kind of seems like the season's starting to pivot towards like turning the page from the rough start that it was to Cooper's playing well, Ryan Nemhard's doing his thing. I mean, obviously the Derek Lively news is awful. And but besides that, on the court, it seems like the product's getting better. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, to start out, it was as rough as possible. I think they were like 2-7. They also, before this last like 4 games, or winning 4 games out of the last 5, they dropped to 10 games below 500 against the Lakers on the road. And then those were really like interesting games in the last little bit. Like Cooper Flagg managed to make history in LA. I think he was the youngest player to ever have double figure assists in the game. And then also the following night against the Clippers, he was the youngest player to have 35, second youngest behind LeBron to have 30 in a game. So he's definitely been having an uptick in his production. I think the style changes throughout this season have been very interesting for Dallas. They started out with no point guard, where they were challenging Cooper Flagg to handle the ball quite a bit. A lot of wings, not a lot of great shooting, of course, and then 2 bigs. And it was just really challenging for them to generate advantages, have good spacing, and then also a lot of turnovers. They were getting kind of run out of the gym as well, with teams not matching their size and just trying to push the pace. So I think naturally, as injuries have piled up and they've tested combinations, they've kind of settled into a style that has been more like conducive to modern basketball and just winning in general. Like Anthony Davis at the 5, in my opinion, is definitely the best like position for him to play. The spacing's a lot better. His versatility pops more defensively. And they've also, that Laker game that I mentioned where they dropped below the most games as they had below 500 at that point, which was 10. They also began the Ryan Nemhard starting point guard experiment there. And he's done a fantastic job in that role, really providing some like great organizational skills as a distributor, and just really helping Cooper Flagg be able to not only be on the focal point of actions where he has the ball in his hands or getting screens set for him, but he's been able to set screens for Ryan Nemhard as well. So I think stylistically, this is the best brand of basketball that they played, and it's not really about the wins and losses by saying that. I think that's just not a coincidence that wins have followed that.
No, that's a really good way of putting that. Sam, what is your thoughts in terms of the Dallas Mavericks, and I guess you would say how the energy or what you've seen in your opinion from the team since the firing of Nico, and
I,
especially from I guess a fan's perspective.
I feel like, well, I mean, I'm not in the Grant would be better for that, but in terms of like, I feel like the kind of like the dark cloud in terms of the fire Nico and all that kind of stuff is like finally gone, so the team can actually focus on basketball now. And I think that was the biggest thing, because like when Nico was still there, like even at the end of right when the Luka trade happened, all the way up till he got fired, the whole crowd was just talking about that. So you got the media just constantly asking Kid and everyone like about that, and you could tell like the players and the coach were getting really tired of talking about this thing. And then now like they can actually just focus on basketball. AD's back now. Hopefully he can stay healthy. And then you got the emergence of like Grant said earlier about Nemhard. They just didn't have. I think when they were like, I don't know why they tried Cooper at the 1, like start the year, and then like why are you throwing like a guy right into the fire with like the point guard's like the hardest. It's kind of like a quarterback in the NFL. It's like the hardest position to play, and then like you can't throw him in the fire like that. And then like, and especially I think the biggest thing with, I think Grant wrote an article on this. The biggest thing with Nemhard is he doesn't turn the ball over like much at all, and like especially for a young guy like that is very, very useful. Where you can throw him in there, and then he's not going to be taking like a back to back and off. Like consistently he's going to be playing because he's young. He's still on a 2-way right now, so he's gonna he's trying to get his. I think he will eventually get his standard contract.